A very, very good afternoon and very welcome to the game here between Sano and Tokyo Serenite. We're just about to get underway here. We're just about to start. As you can see, Sano Cricket Club have won the toss and elected to bat. We're here, of course, for the JCL T20, and the league faces are on. Here at the Sano International Cricket Club, the home of cricket in Japan. Here we go underway. First ball, it's in the air, and well, he's about to take it. No, a little confusion. That would have been a brilliant start from the first ball itself. And no, things did not work out that way. Wow. You can see number 9, Shehan, who's the captain for today, taking the charge of the first over. And what a start! What a start. The first ball itself is going to yield a wicket. Well, you can't lose hope. You have to go back and bowl once again. Shehan now. Shehan Madhusanka against Kalusurya and Dimantha. Tokyo Serenaites and Sano both have been really effective teams in the league so far. Tokyo Serenaites are at fifth position in the table of Group B, and Sano are at third position. Here Madhusanka once again in the attack. Here he comes. Good ball. Really good ball. Remember, the first 6 overs, of course, are the power play. And we've seen usually about 50 runs suit you very well in the power play here. If you can target that as a batting side, something between 50 to 70. Let's see if they can do that. Both of these teams are really good with the bat. Madhushanka in the attack once again. This time a little swing on it. Fielder there just to cover up for the wicketkeeper. Here he comes once again in the attack. Really good length and line. Now straight to the fielder. It's a good fielding, really quick fielding. Remember, the outfield here is not as quick. And with that, Madhu Shankar, really good over leading up. The first over, great start. Here he comes once again. Good ball. He has an arse there. Something off the leg, but not enough to inspire the umpire to put up his finger. And I think that's going to be that. And nothing more from the umpire's side. And that brings the first over to an end. Just one run of it so far. Really good over. Now the second over about to get underway. Manoj given the responsibility. And Manoj, fast bowler in the attack now. Good ball. Really good ask now. Is the umpire impressed? No. He thinks it's missing. But that was a really good ball. What a start. This is brilliant start for the Serenites. Manoj in the attack once again. Oh, he just slipped there. Just lost his footing. Not something you see often. But just lost his footing there. I think because of his laces, probably. Just stepped on it. Just getting his grips right now. Now, the attack now. Here he comes. Good ball. There's another ask this time again. And again, the umpire not impressed. You can see the intent there. You can see what he wants to do. Now, again, going from the other side now. Look at that. Has more control on his swing from that angle. So, good start so far. Mudita now on the attack. Hit the batsman there. That could have gone somewhere. I think the batsman in a little bit of pain as well. Just hit him directly on the arm there. That's a stinger. That's a stinger for sure. Just checking up on the batsman now. Meanwhile, just looking at the match so far, it's of course we're just in the second over. When the power play, remember the first 6 overs are the power play, of course. Just 2 runs so far, one in the over before and one so far in Mudita's over of the first 3 balls. So not the fastest start, if you say, for Sano, but they probably take inspiration from what they've seen in the previous games and see that you can cover up in the third and fourth and fifth over, and then suddenly you can get underway. Maybe that's the target. Maybe that's what they have in mind. We'd see. Just checking it and making sure he's all right there. Now Mudita in the attack once again. Tries to get something on it. It's in the air. Two fielders converging. Try to stop it from going past the boundary, but cannot do anything there. That is going to be a six, a maximum. That's what they wanted. That's what they've gotten. See that swing once again, just crosses over. That's what there is. This time, full toss. It's in the air. Four players running behind it. Who can get underneath it? Mudita himself takes it. Look at the celebration. Look at the happiness. Four players running after it. The wicket keeper, I would have thought would be favourite. But Mudita says, please leave it to me. Right after the six. Went for a six, and this was his response in the final ball. Look at that full toss. You should actually be looking for more. But the connection was not pure, and Mudita, well, he strikes. So it's 8 for 1 at the end of 2 overs. Score 8 for 1 at the end of 2 overs. So we lost a wicket already. And interesting, to be honest, because just after the six, we would expect that maybe, full of confidence, we maybe see something more. Not this time. Demanta has to go. Kolasuria. Kolasuria still at the crease. Who's going to come next? Usually, you see Tabriz come in. Yes, it is going to be him. Tabriz is the one who usually comes at number three, the Virat Kohli position, if you say so. One down, and he is come here once again. We've seen previous games, remember, where the partnership between Kolasuria and Tabriz really guided their team to a good position and a victory. They have Yuto Ball as well. They have quite many talented players. And Madhusanka is going to get the responsibility to bowl again. Well, he's going to take it himself because he's the elected captain for today. Let's not forget that. Now, good ball. Remember how close he was a couple of times with those LBW calls in the first over? Maybe keeping that in mind, just trying to use the first 4 overs for fast bowlers. That's what we usually see. First 4 overs, alternating fast bowlers, using the new ball to get some swing in. And then you might go for a spin bowler at the fifth or sixth over if you want to, or after the power play, depending on how the fast bowlers are shaping up, how the pitch is responding. The pitch we've seen earlier in the game as well, it favors the spin bowlers today. So we'll see what the approach is after over number four. For the Sanka in the attack now. Just defended it, punched it slightly. Madhusanka once again. Get something on it. But fielder there at the gully. Happy to collect that one. Tabre is just trying to get his bearings right. New to the crease, of course, he is. Once again, trying to get something out of the bat to the center of the bat, just trying to maybe find an opening. Of course, remember it's the power play. This is where you want to get those boundaries in. This is where you want to rack those runs up. But the bowling, the quality of bowling we're seeing here, especially by Madhusanka, it's making it so difficult for a new batter like Tabriz to get going. Maybe just sees this over out and then accelerates. We shall see now. Madhusanka in the attack once again. Look at that, just chopping, slicing, cutting. That's all he's been able to do. He doesn't want to take overly ambitious risks so far. Just wants to get himself into the motions of playing those shots, getting his hands a little free. We'll see how that pans out. 9 runs so far. This is the third over. And if this is how it ends, say at a 9, 10, 11, something of that sort, this is going to be an amazing start of the spell from Serenites. Now, is that going to be a wide? Yes, it is. Just one ball to go. So after the wide, a good ball to recover, and with that, the third over comes to an end. So just 10 runs of the first 3 overs. Really, really good start for the bowling side. And the batting side, who elected to bat first, need to have a change in strategy. They need to change something here because if they don't maximize this power play, the game will be really uphill, or it will be an uphill battle. On this country, they'll be at 20 runs at the end of the power play, and then things are going to get tougher. You need to use the next 3 overs. You need to use them rightly, even if they go for 10 and over. But still get them close to 40. So that's really, really a slow start, the first 3 overs. And this is after a six. Remember, we saw a six in the second over, and there it is. Well, almost. What a brilliant ball. Almost went through. Wow. Bodata and Madhusanka. Absolutely brilliant they've been. Into the attack again. Just sliced at it maybe. We got a little lucky that he didn't get something on it because it would have carried the wicket keeper and cost them a wicket. Odita once again. In the attack, here we go. And this time again, ever so close. You can see what's happening there. The ball is swinging inside, and Kolasuya is going for that shot down the line. And what's going to happen here? Twice already he's come close. He's just going to play it on to the own wickets and end up losing his wicket. He's going to play on. He almost played on 2 times in a row there. And as the the dot balls rack up, as it goes closer to a maiden over, he's going to end up taking more risks. He's going to get more under pressure. Let's see if that actually happens. It's just our assumptions right now. But Mudita, it's the slow burner of his tactics here. Now Mudita in the attack again. This time a variation straight to the fielder. Surya, 2 runs from 8 balls now. Tabriz 0 from 5. Both of these players under duress, I'm sure. Mudita, once again, here he comes. This time, tries to play it down the leg. He gets a single. He's going to get a single. Rotate strike. That is important. When you can't get those big runs, at least you have to keep rotating strike. Singles, still, they add up. They add up step by step, and the strike rotation just helps the team mentally. Final ball of his over now. So, one ball left. Tabriz now. Two left-handers. That is always an interesting combo. Defends that one, and that was close. That was close as it can be, and that brings the over to an end. So 11 for one at the end of 4 overs. Just 1 run from this over, and I don't see any reason to not continue with Mudita and Madhusanka. Two overs apiece. Let them go 3-3 each. Save one each for the death overs. Because here you might end up taking another wicket. You're adding the pressure. Keep building on it. Let's see if the same thing happens. So, once again, we see similar combo just as we discussed, but now the ball might run behind, and yes, it goes for four. So, Madhusanka back in the attack just as we discussed, but when it just doesn't work out, it does not work out at all. We see the replay, a much needed boundary. Sometimes it's just your lucky day. Just look at it here. Just just swings completely. There's no way the keeper was getting to that. There's no way anyone was getting to that. And that's going to be free 5 runs. And the attack again. Trying to find a gap. Madhusanka in the attack. Here he comes once again. This time, much better ball. Had to defend it properly. This time, just flipping it ever so slightly. So another really good over. The pressure must be immense as the balls just keep getting away. The power play seems to be getting away from Sano. Sankar once again, this time trying to find the gap. And the fielder there, nothing doing, no dice. Really good fielding once again. To attack again. This time there's no appeal. I thought maybe there would be somewhat of an appeal there. But just going about his job, focused, on the money, really bowling well, and making it so difficult for Kolasuri and Tabruz to do anything at all here. Look at this. That four that we saw earlier from that wide ball, and then dot, 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 dot. 5 dots in a row. Is it going to be another one? Another of the same. Well, that was close. That was close. That's going to get them a single. And a single to end the over. 6 runs off it. And it's 17 for 1 at the end of 5 overs. Just 1 over left in the power play now. They really, really need those runs. They need a big over here, otherwise, they'll be on the back foot as they get into the middle overs. Let's see what happens. Are they going to take those risks? So here we have the sixth and final over and a change in the bowling attack. Sachin Delanta takes the ball for the final over of the power play here. And we thought maybe we might just see the same combination continue and Mudita come in once again, but it is Delanka takes up the responsibility. This time just swiping at it slightly. Delanka starts well. Can they make something of this over? That is the question. Can they get those big runs? There it is. Try to play it down the leg, but there was a man there. Just protects it up. The wicketkeeper couldn't get there, but the fielder was absolutely ready for it. Sri Lanka so far another good over. We're seeing that. We can see that. And the power play seems to be completely in the favor. Now he's stepping up to it. Gonna get a single there, maybe two if they come back fast, but this is what they need. They need to be a little bit more courageous, need to step up to the ball, then try and pump it down into the gap because they need those boundaries. Come back for two, good running. 20 runs comes up. Just two balls left in the power play. Absolutely brilliant power play for the bowling side. Sri Lanka on the attack now. Look at that once again, stepping to him. It's in the air. Field underneath it. Does he take it? Yes, he does. He does. He spills it the first time, but takes it on the follow on. And there, the wicket has fallen. That's exactly what we said might happen as the pressure moves up and the power play is not delivering. You'll step up, you'll take more risks, and they had to do that, but didn't pull off the execution brilliantly. Not like he wanted it to. Just goes into the hands of the fielder there, and ultimately they end up losing another wicket. So you can see fist bumps and handshakes and claps and commiserations all around as well for the batting side, while the bowling side is absolutely joyful about this wicket that they've taken. They've broken the partnership once again, and they've taken two wickets already in the power play, limiting the team to just 19 runs so far. So Surya now loses his wicket. Sri Lanka. Final ball of the power play, defended by Taniyama as he comes out. Well, the captain now has to play. Captain's innings has to carry his team to safety. Can he do that? That's the question. It's 19 for 2 at the end of 6 overs. Now, power play done. 19 runs from here. The question is, where do they go from here? How do they build up? Because they really need runs and they need it soon. Are they going to be able to extend their arms a little bit more? But they're going to take more singles for sure. They're going to end up taking more runs in the inner circle. But the boundaries just going to get tougher now. Now, swings at it. Tabriz and Taniyama need to build a partnership here. This is the first over after the power play now. And it's Manoj Silva who stepped up for it. Manoj Silva here for his first over of the innings. This time swinging at it. So, Manoj Silva once again, this time in the attack. Just placed it towards the leg side. They're rotating strikes smartly. They're taking singles. That's what they need to do. This time stepping to it, Taniyama. Now playing it down the line. Player there at long off. They're getting those singles in. Doing that, that is step one, of course. Then you build your innings. Saw this in the previous innings as well. Four early wickets and then singles, dot balls, but then they built their confidence and they could then go for the big shots as he did try here. It was just a little wide of the keeper. Otherwise, this would be a huge stumping opportunity. Need to calculate your risks, need to take them smartly. Silvana. Manoj Silva. That's down the leg. I think he plays that. Yes, he does. And comes back for a single. So, a single there. Just lost his bat in the process, it seems. I think that's why that small hiccup to complete that run, but just got back in time. Now, final ball of the over, defended there by Taniyama, and that's going to be that search 25 for 2 at the end of 7 overs, and the pressure seems to be mounting on Sano. Are they going to accelerate after this? Now, in the attack, Sachin Delanka back in the attack for his second over, 25 for 2 so far in 7 overs. This is the eighth over, of course. 8th, 9th, 10th. 3 overs to go before we have a small drinks break at the halfway point of the first innings, of course. Now, trying to step to it, trying to find an angle, maybe try to create some kind of short space there. Tabriz and Taniyama, they need to build a partnership. Nothing too concrete as of yet. They need to build a 50 plus partnership. Can they? That's the question. Can they do it? Now, in the attack, here he comes, Sri Lanka, this time towards the leg, but played in the end. Maybe let it go for a wide. Gonna get a single there. Gonna come back for two. Yes, they are. Good running, really good running between the sticks. Now, once again, here we come in the attack. Fielder there. Once again, good bowling, straight bowling, just a single. It's moving fast. The pace of the game is fast. I think that's what they want to do. They don't want to give too much time to the batsmen to think, to gather their thoughts, to maybe just discuss too much. They're moving it fast, and well, it's suiting the Tokyo Serenite so far. Sano, Taniyama, and Tabriz just discussing something. Leading the stumps there, creating an opening. It's in the air. Where's it gonna go? Lands in no man's land. Are they gonna come back for two? Yes, they do. Didn't get the amount of power or straight line trajectory there as you would have wanted. Got a lot of pace in the sense of the height that was gathered, but that's going to be that. Ultimately, bringing the over to an end. It's 32 for 2 at the end of 8 overs. Similar rotations once again. This time, Manoj Silva back in the attack. He's going to be bowling from this end. He's got the confidence of his captain. Good ball. Starts well. Really, really good. Really good bowling so far. Good fielding as well. They're not allowing any extras to run through. They've been getting on top of every single loose ball. It's in the air towards the boundary, and there it is. It's caught right at the end. Well, 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 another twist. And things are going from bad to worse because they've lost their captain there. They're going to try to play it down the line. And the fielder there, right there to grab it comfortably, had a lot of space for the boundary rope. And Tanayama, now the captain, has been dismissed. The Lanka strikes. And it's trouble town now. It's really trouble town for Sano because it's 30 for 3. They've lost the captain, they've lost 3 wickets, they're still in the 8th over, just coming to an end right in front of us. It's not even halfway yet, and they're only around 30 runs. They'll not be able to set up a good score if this keeps up. So now, good ball there, really good ball. Once again, this time, try to hit it towards the leg side. It's in the air. The boundary shot is there. Is he going to be able to stop it? Yes, he does. They're going to get two, I think. Are they going to come back for three? That's the question. And the answer to that is no. Decent ball again. Really good with the ball. Got the important wicket, and that is all that matters for the over now. That brings the ninth over to an end, and they've gotten 3 wickets already and really, really limited the runs. I did not expect them to be below 50 come the end of the 10th over, but it looks like it very much might be. So now, once again, the same pattern and the same rotation. And this time it goes for four. So, much needed relief there for Sano. They really needed that. Seeing Delanka once again, who's been their nemesis so far, along with a few others as well, comes back into the attack, but this time out the gap brilliantly for 4 runs. Hit on the full toss now. It's in the air. Where's it gonna go? Just lands. And that's gonna be four more. So, really well played. Absolutely wonderful shot there. Let's see the replay once again. And now, this time, just defending it. Now, in the attack once again. To the fielder there. So, still below 50 as the 10th over is in front of us. Delanka, third over for him. He's been really effective, hasn't he? He's taken that wicket, he's limited runs, and considering this over, it was almost nothing before that. Now, it is straight down the line. Does the fielder coming there? Is he going to stop it in time? Yes, he does. Not going to stop them to come back for two. Now, this time, just slightly nicking it. Is he going to go back? Is there a fielder there? Someone's going to try and come to the rescue there. But the answer is no. So, three fours in this over, and suddenly you can see 16 runs in this over really changes the complexion a little bit. You can see that. That brings the 10th over to an end. And a really good over, 16 runs from this over. So 48 for 3 at the end of 10 overs. Tanyama and Khan. Now, Manoj Silva. Here for his third over. Now, once again in the attack, defending it slightly. That could have been close. We're into a second phase of the first innings. Of course, 10 overs done, 10 more to go. They have to accelerate. They have to need about 140, 130 at least. It's in your gap there. That's going to get them single. Now, try to slice it into the gap. The fielder is going to be favourite. The outfield is not too fast. He's going to get there eventually. And he does. He absolutely does. The square cut, the placement along the offsides, not working that much. Tane Amado up to 21. Now, in the attack. So, really, really good bowling so far. You can see that in front of us. And with that, bringing the over to an end as well. You can see that they did pick up in the over before this, but still a lot more to do for Team Sano, especially they elected to bat first. So they have a strategy in mind, they have a score in mind as well, I'm sure. And if they're not reaching that, they're going to be upset. They're not going to feel well about it. Now, now, there you come in the attack. That's a flighted ball. That's going to be a no ball. It tried to hit it hard, but couldn't send it towards the boundary. That was an opportunity, wasn't it? He knows that. That was a chance. Could have maybe just shaped it towards the boundary and would have gotten a no ball free hit as well. Couldn't get it that time. Captain at the non striker's end now. Goes down the leg. That's going to be a wide. Few runs stacking up, so it's going to be a free hit once again. This is, of course, Super Singer. Good contact into the hands. Now, here he comes once again, this time on the back foot, trying to defend and also squeeze out a single. Once again with the ball, defending well, pushed it towards the off, coming in for a single. Really good bowling in the over so far. And score is not racked up. That's what they need. They need to increase the overall score. Not too happy so far the batting side. Half an appeal there, half-hearted ultimately. In the air now, that's there, and he's taken that well. He has. He absolutely has. Wonderful, wonderful catch there. That was not easy. That was absolutely not easy. We'll watch it once again along. That is the important wicket. That is the captain. Look at that. Tried to just slice it. And what a diving catch that is. Absolutely brilliant. Mind blowing catch that is of highest quality. And with that, another wicket gone. And they're in trouble now. So now 58 for 4. They've lost their captain. Now trying to step up to it down the line. It's going to be a single. Chanaka on the attack. Now 59 for 4. 13th over in front of us. Can the Khan brothers form a partnership here? Can they do something with that? We're going to see. Silva now. Just get the ball low altogether and made it difficult to strike. It's almost like they know how their opponents are going to play. We're going out wide this time. You can see Khan and Khan up to 60. They want to accelerate. In the 13th over now, not a lot of time left for that. Look at the reverse sweep this time. Now just adjusting the field a little. In the attack, here he comes. Ready, takes his stride, facing off Khan. The speed just catching Khan off guard a little bit, but ultimately, nothing much coming off it. It's just going to be another dot ball. Final ball of the over. Just looking around a little bit, setting up. That's going to be wide ball. But of course, ultimately, we do know the plan of action. They're trying to limit those runs and they're trying to take those wickets by adding the pressure on the batters. Subasingha has been similar to that as well. This time, gets a nick. The fielder's there on the circle. Just moving around his fielding a little, setting it up as we gear for the next over, which is happening in front of us. And I didn't expect this to have such a slow start, to be very honest. It's about 63 runs, and we're in the 14th over now. I'm sure the pitch was slow. We saw it in the previous game as well, but saying that it wouldn't hold 100, not sure about that. Now just facing off the batter, Khan and Khan. On the other side, there they go, trying to just nick it off for a single. Just asking the batter to move to the other side as the bowler wants to use this side to bowl. Now, in the attack, here he comes, defends that one. Now, on to the other side. You can see the batters just discussing amongst themselves, maybe a little confused, maybe feeling some duress in the sense that they don't have quite many overs left. They need to accelerate, and they don't have that many wickets in hand as well. Yes, they do have six. They need more if they want to take more risk. Khan up to 2 for 4, and Khan up to 10 from 17. The batters seem to have decided. Just see who's going to step up to the bowling responsibility as well. And now ready to resume once again. Just a little conversation with the umpire, as he says, waiting for the tactical setup, waiting for a couple of issues in the way. Still setting up the fielding here, setting up where he wants to ball, where he wants the field set up to be. That's usually what the wicketkeeper, I think, and the captain and the bowler need to do together, as they are here. Now, this partnership has stayed in terms of balls played and wickets. You can see they're being cautious, but what is the mental target for them? That is what is in my head. What kind of score do they want to achieve come the 20th over? Mudita now. Remember earlier two really good overs, and now it's back again. Good running between the wickets there. 66 for 4. Not a lot of overs left. We're in the 15th over now. We're going to enter the death overs after this. Assuming the 100 plus score is at least the bare minimum on their mind. Something that they think they can defend. Not sure, but like you said, the bare minimum's right there. Now, on the attack. This time, good bowling. Good bowling by Mudita. Now, in the attack. This time, swings it, but straight to the bowler, but just couldn't capture it. And that was close. That was a good throw. Parallel throw. Could only see a single stump from there, from his angle there, but he did have a good launch to it. Now, Bodata really, really been effective. Third over here. Not going for any of those big runs. Just another single. Strike rotation is on. Singles are good for the bowling side right now. Just a little bit of conversation there. Well, that's an appeal there. I don't think the umpire's convinced, but that's good bowling. We're into the death overs now, and now, how much, if anything at all, can be accelerated by the two batsmen here? Trying to find a gap here. Has he found it successfully? It's picking up steam. And yes, it does. Gets that four. And look at the celebration from the spectators there as well. Really cool enactment. See it once again in this replay here. Just clears the fence. She saw that. And look at that. Really cool. With the spirit of the game. Now the ball towards the outfield. Is he going to reach there? The other fielder, favorite to it, comes back. And I think the wicket keeper and the batsman just crashed into each other a little bit. Just hope they're both all right. A shout maybe. Now, in the attack, good ball, a little bit of spin. It's in the air. Can he get there? I think he has. Has he? Yes, he has. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is an outstanding catch. That's the catch of the highest order there. See that once again. Okay, that just swings at it. It runs behind, but he had to dive at the perfect time there. What a catch there. What a brilliant catch there by Manoj Silva. That is the partnership broken at last. That is the end of Khan and Khan. Another wicket has fallen, and the runs were looking short to me. On the attack here now. And the bowling side, I think they've really done a fantastic job to limit the runs here, create the pressure. Remember, Sano won the toss and they chose to bat first. It means they assessed the conditions and they had a plan of action, of course, which was foiled really brilliantly by the Serenites so far. Just clipped it slightly, asking for a single. No is the answer. Manoj Silva, remember the catch just before this one. And I think that's going to be end. That's the end of the over. Yes, there it is. Now in the attack this time, just getting something on it. Fast bowler attack. That's the slightest of touches to get that run there. Now, Ahmad and Khan, of course, at the crease. They don't have an odd of overs left. They're in the 70s. They need to get close to the 110s at least, and then have a great fielding and bowling performance. There's a lot to ask. Not impossible. Now, on the attack, here he comes. Good ball, it's swung and it's connected well towards the off. It's in the air, takes a bounce. Good fielding in the deep, sends it back. 2 runs on the board. Madhusankana once again in the attack. Fourth over, the final over of his spell. No wickets so far, but a really cheap spell, economy wise. He's been very effective. Remember, he's the captain today, the youngster, and absolutely dominant performance from the fielding team, from the bowlers. Really making it difficult for Sano. On the attack now. This time, just punched it. But fielder there, they're finding fielders everywhere. That's how the field is set up. It's just really good work overall. Once again, look at that swinging towards. Maybe he's found the gap this time. The fielder there covering up. So it's only going to be a single. Could not find the gap all the way for a boundary there. So that brings the end of the spell for Madhusankar. Look at the brilliant spell in front of us. Just 14 runs across 4 overs. That is an economy of 3.5. No wickets, but a really good economy. The score is up to 80. It's 80 for 5 at the end of 17 overs. There's 3 overs left. What can they do? Now, Chanaka with the ball. Final over of his spell as well. Remember, 2 wickets taken earlier, just 13 runs conceded. Starts with a single. Once again, just pushes it slightly out wide. Sliced at it once again, and no runs. Really good bowling. They're not being able to find boundaries. They're finding it difficult to find those singles as well. No call there. Maybe just thought about an LBW. But Khan and Ahmed really not able to even rotate strikes here. It's the 18th over. They need something. They need something to go their way. Stepping down and just down the line. This time reverse sweep attempted. It's gonna get them a single or maybe something more. Is it gonna go all the way to the boundary? Yes, it does. Well, a welcome boundary there. A cool shot gets them something that they really needed at this point. 4 runs. Look at that. Really good hit. I think they're just asking for drinks, maybe. Just a little bit tired. Maybe some water. Ahmad, 4 from 5. Khan, 20 from 30. 86 for 5 right now at the end of 18 overs. The question is, what can they do in this final aspect? And there it is, the strike. Ahmad is gone. They needed those runs, and I think Ahmad, keeping that in mind, went for a swing. And Lanka strikes 86 for 6 now in the 19th over. Really, really brilliant performance so far. Absolutely. In the attack once again now. Another ask, another ask. Is he happy with it? The umpire says no. So it's 86 for 6 still. Hassan, the new man at the crease. Khan just 20 of 30. And we're going to see the replay here. New man on the crease. Hassan facing the first ball. Just keeps a straightish defense towards the off. And I think the bowler was convinced, Delanka was convinced that there was something on it. Look at that. I think it missed him completely. Went from the inside. There was a huge shout. They need those wickets. They want to limit those runs as much as they can. Now, once again, this time there's a shout. And will the finger go up? Yes, it does. Hassan this time cannot get a lifeline. The LBW. Well, 2 wickets already in this over. It's 86 for 7, and this has not been the best performance. Look at that. That seemed to be hitting the leg, didn't it? The finger went up. Sri Lanka striking now, and Khan just watching from the other side. I think he has to be the highest scorer today, probably. Khan. We'll see. We'll have a look. But it just hasn't worked out for Sano, has it? Chandema now comes out. '86 on the board. Now, Sri Lanka still has three more balls in his spell. Three more balls to bowl. 23 runs given so far. Three wickets taken. So far, this over is a wicket maiden. But can he keep it up? Or can he make it even better? Full toss this time. It's hit into a gap, and I think that's going to run all the way. Is he going to save it? No, but there's a fielder behind who does. Three fielders combining there to make sure it doesn't run away for a boundary. And ultimately, it's just 2 runs. There it is. Well, it's in the air. Chandama took two, and we thought that maybe, just maybe, he might go for another biggie. And he goes back just as he came. Wicket, dot, wicket. 2 runs that we saw when the boundary was there. Now, this time in the air, fielder underneath it takes it. And that is the eighth wicket of the day. It's 88 for 8. The irony of it, 8-8-8 in 18th over. Well, we're seeing the funny side of it, but Sano, I'm sure, is feeling the pressure and they're not happy with the overall performance. There's just one last delivery for Sri Lanka in his spell. The batter at the crease. Final ball of the over. That is, and that's going to be a wide, so he has to bowl it once again. Now, once again, Sri Lanka. This time just defended there by Kusudan 9. And with that, it's 89 for 8 at the end of 19 overs, getting Khan back on strike with just 6 balls to spare. Sri Lanka's spell, 26 runs for 4 wickets, comes to an end 4-4 from Sri Lanka in the 4 overs. And now Mudita is here for his final over. Just setting up the field right. This is going to be the final over of the first innings and the final over of Mudita's spell as well. 89 for 8 is the score so far. Let's see what's Mudita going to do versus Khan. Khan tried to play it behind. You can see what he's trying to do. He knows he needs runs on the board for his team, and any kind of trick in the book that he has, he's going to try and use them all. But now, Mudita has seen that he couldn't pull off that trick, and Mudita will be aware of it as well. Now, on the attack this time, swing and a miss. So two good balls, two really good deliveries from Mudita so far. 89 for 8. And they really need some runs here, at least the 100 figure, the triple digit. Can they? Will they? That's the question. Two deliveries so far. Swing now, it's got a good connection on it. It's just about, can he get there? No, he can't. The fielder couldn't get there. They're just going to check whether it was a 6 or a 4. And 4 has been given. Just trying to check in once again. Good shot, good connection. And that's 4 runs. That's a good shot, good 4. This time again, trying to get a good connection there, Khan, but failed at that. So, 19.4 on the board. Just 4 runs in the over so far. Rest 3 balls have been dot balls. Just 2 balls to go now. Can he find a boundary once again? This time trying to play it behind once again. And Mudita just changes the line a little. And then he finds it difficult to play that one. So it's dot, dot, 4, dot, dot. Are you going to see another 4? Or maybe even a 6? A 6 would also take them to 99, which would set the target to 100. Is that going to happen? This time, swing and a miss. And just going to be a single. I don't think there's anything more than that in this. And with that, well, the innings comes to an end. Ultimately, it's 94 for 8 at the end of 20 overs. Khan up to 25. Multaz's really, really good spell comes to an end. Just 15 runs across 4 overs. 1 wicket. And it's 94. 95 to chase for the Tokyo Serenaites. Not the biggest total in the world, but we know this is a slow pitch. We know this pitch does favor the spin bowlers. And as you can see, we were speaking earlier, Adil Khan is actually the second highest scorer. The captain, Taniyama, has scored the most runs, 27 of just 20 balls, but he just couldn't last there longer. If he had, I think maybe they would just have another additional 20 to 30 runs. Everyone else in the fours and the sixes, nines, fours, 0, 2, nobody really finding their groove here today. Nobody able to play out an innings, a partnership, apart from Adil and Taniyama, who've contributed to about 50% of the runs. So that is that. Looking at the economy scales once again, Madhusanka 3.5 economy, and well, Mudita 3.75, 1 wicket. Nuan Silva 4.25, and Chanaka 4.75 with 2 wickets. But Sachin Delanka 6.5. He's not expensive, but he's taken 4 wickets. And that is it. So the chase is on. Don't go anywhere. 95 to win in 20 overs in 120 balls for the Tokyo Serenaites. We're going to start again very, very soon. The chase is on. And we're about to get underway here. The Tokyo Serenaits need 95 runs and 120 balls here. And we get underway. Straight away starting. They really need wickets early. That is the only way where Sano can try and get themselves in a position to defend this total. They couldn't get a big total up, of course, starting with the spin bowler, as we did predict, because you need wickets. You need to take risks, and now that risks has not paid off in the first two balls because that's going to go for four. It's the power play, of course, you know that. But that is not going to be the end of the world as far as they get wickets. That's what the attempt is. Really good footwork there to release that four runs. Beautifully hit that. Sano now. They need early wickets. It is time a chance at defending this one. An appeal there, a huge appeal. The umpire, well, he's not convinced. He is absolutely not convinced. Well, well, well. Really good start for Chandama. Chanaka and Mudita on the other side. Now, could have been a wide, but just gets on his leg. Quick fielding. So, really good start so far for Chandama. 5 runs so far. Now, back in the attack. Look at that. Step into it. This time the fielder is going to be favorite. Six runs of the over so far. Once again in the attack. Swings it now, trying to find the gap. Fielder in the deep, making sure it's just a single. 7 runs so far. Not the worst start if you look about for Sano, but they need to get wickets early. Remember, their start was fairly slow in the power play. They were up to 10 runs in 3 overs. So if you look at that comparison, they're almost already there in the first over. Of course, you can't just look at that first 3 overs as a comparison, but it's important to note that wickets are going to dictate most of everything. That brings about the end of the first over. And now we're about to get into the second over here. Who is going to step up? That's the question. Kusuda Nayan has taken the responsibility. Mujta at the striker's end. Kusuda Nayan now. Starts with a wide. And that's going to go behind actually. Can be stopped? Yes, they can. So that's going to be a wide and a +1. Just a little off the mark first, but I'm sure she's going to come around this time. This time a little off the mark as well. That's going to be another wide. This time once again. Better this time, but good contact by the batsman where it goes away all the way. And I think that's going to be four. 4 runs. So 14 up so far. You can see brilliantly hit there. Takes it up to 14. This time much better, much better delivery this time. So a couple of wides, four, comes back with a good delivery. If she can keep that same length and line once again, that'll be pretty good. I think that's going to be wide by just a little. Just the release point is a little bit late, I think. That's putting the ball into the ground. This time he's played it with confidence, and I think there's a gap there between the fielders. That's going to be another four. This is turning out to be an expensive over. This is something you don't want. Kuslan, of course, trying her best at this point, just missing the length and just serving it for easy shots, I think, to Mudita and along with that, of course, Chanaka as well. Chanaka making the most of those shots so far. Better ball this time, much better ball. Close to a fielder. 19 so far on the board. The target is 95, of course. Good ball once again. That is what they want from her. More of that. Very good deliveries now, back to back. 12 runs in this over so far. This time again, sliced at it but couldn't get it away. So, good recovery so far. Really good recovery. And you can see they're happy with that towards the end. And with that, that brings it to an end. Ultimately, 19 for no loss at the end of 2 overs. So 19 for no loss at the end of 2 overs. And now Chandama has taken the responsibility to bowl once again. Had a good first over, had a decent first over. They need to get wickets. That is the key. Without wickets, it's not a total which I think they'll be able to defend across 20 overs, especially looking at the strength. Oh, that was close. That was another half chance. Remember? A half chance earlier in the first over as well, which was dropped because of a little miscommunication between the fielders. And this time, once again, another half chance. That was half a chance. That was always going to be difficult. But you can say that, if you take that, if your reaction speed is fast enough, let's not say that skill, it's all on reaction speed. It can give you some form of lift. This time connects well. And there it is. It's not carried over and it's into the hands of the fielder. And they get a good wicket there. Well, 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 that is exactly what they needed. They need more of that. One is not going to be enough, but that's a good start. You can see the replay here. Swings at it and gets it. So the first wicket has fallen, 20 for 1 now. Mudita at the non-striker's end. Chandamana. Can he deliver more of the same? Good bowling once again. The fielders are there. No runs. Gayan now on strike. Good bowling once again. Chandamana really finding his groove well. It's just that once again we come to the same conversation that the total to defend is just a little bit shy of what you would want it to be. Back to the fielder. There it is. Well, with that, the over comes to an end, and Chandima, good start overall. It's 20 for 1 at the end of 3 overs. They, of course, are not forcing it too much because just one run in the previous over. But they have a good start. They still have a 10-run head start comparatively, and we're still in the power play. 3 more overs. Let's see how they approach the rest of the power play. The Tokyo Serenaits. Now we go once again. Kolosuria starts there, and Mudita at the crease. You can see the fielding is really, really responsive. They're aggressive in the fielding, and that's what they need to show. They need to apply some pressure. It's not over till it's over. You never know when things start going your way. You have to keep fighting for it. You have to keep trying to create an opening, pushing for it. Good bowling. Good bowling by Kolosuria. Defends well. Once again, Kolosuria. 3 good balls so far. That was close. He dug deep for that one, Gayan. And this time towards the fielder. No runs, I think. Good over and a decent over from Kolasuya comes to an end. Look at the way they're skipping across the turf. Well, good over also. That brings the fourth over to an end. Just a single of that over as well. And now it's getting a little bit interesting because just 2 runs in the last 2 overs. Now, Mudita on strike. It's in the air and it's found the gap. And can it go all the way? Yes, it does. Now, we spoke about the last over having just a single run. The previous over before that just single run as well, and now Mudita says enough's enough. Starts with the four straight away to Chandama. Look at that, brilliantly played into the gap there and gets that 4 runs. Now, once again, 25 runs on the board now. Does Chandama have a response? Does he have a wicket in him once more? It's time to the fielder. No runs there. Good field. Look at the movement. Mudita really making good movement to open up in that spot once again and get another four. He's targeting that spot. He knows there's the fielder there. We're in the power play, of course. Look at that. He just moves and shifts a little bit just before the ball. He's just looking at the field setup. He knows where he wants to play. Look at that. He just moved towards that side and then to face the ball, open up the face of his bat, lifts it slightly, keep extra cover. Nobody there. 8 runs already in the over now. This is more like it, more like how we expect Tokyo Serenaits to play in the power play. Close to 30 runs now. What looked like somewhat of a hopeful moment for Sano after these two fours once again brings them in a situation of doubt. And once again, this time over the top. Is it going to go all the way? Yes, it does. That is going to be a maximum now. So Mudita really unloading on Chandama right now. Chandama, who had a brilliant start, a brilliant first 2 overs, just 1 run off his previous over, now goes for a 4, 4, and a 6. Just look at that. Brilliant. Same shot. He has to change something up. That's been the same shot 3 times in a row in the same region. This time was a little less wider, but it's literally been the same one. And that brings the fifth over to an end. It's 35 for 1 at the end of 5 overs. Just 1 over to go in the power play. The final over of the power play now. And who's going to come? Is it going to be Kala Surya? Looks like it's going to be him. Kala Surya now. It's him in the attack. Just a little bit high there. Could have maybe appealed something if it was lower. Gayan defending and defending well. Now, once again, in the air, that's good contact, and I think it's gonna fly. Yes, it's gone. It's gone all the way. Well, that is a maximum. The umpire just signaling 6 star. We're gonna see the replay here just before us. It's given as a 4 in the end. Up to close to 40 now. 41 on the board. Just 6, just being a little bit expensive for Colossuria. And with that, the over comes to an end. So it's 41 for 1 at the end of 6 overs. That is the end of the power play. As you can see, Gayan at 6 from 14 balls. Mudita at 17 from 11. He really picked up towards the end. 6 4 4. Those 14 runs have helped his cause as well. 95 is the target. You can see they are almost 50% there. Maybe 40 45%. But just 6 overs done. A really good start in the power play. It slowed down after the first over, but then picked up once again. Now here's Taneyama, the captain, taking charge into the attack. So Taneyama has a good start. Overall, Mudita, of course, taking it a little lightly, not pushing the cause here. Taneyama going for the slower, the medium pace rather, if you say so, not the longest run up. The fielding once again. The question is the way we saw Mudita accelerate to one of the best bowlers in the side of Sano, of course. And now, well, that could have been something. That's going to be a wide because it misses the stumps. But, well, movement before and after. That was close. That was close. If only he just turned in a little, that could have gotten him a wicket and his team another one. And that's going to go for four. That's hit wide, and that's going to go for 4 runs. That's exactly what they didn't need, and they've conceded another boundary. It's always difficult to constantly protect those 4 runs, especially when the batters are in such a mood. But look at that, the way he steps up and sweeps it into that gap. Good bowling once again. That's going to be that for the over. 5 runs of the over. It's 46 for 1 at the end of 7 overs. Now in the attack once again. Now that's in the air. That's going to maybe go long. And that's gone for another 6. And the 50 mark comes up for the team. Tokyo Sereknights. Caller Surya, who's in the attack. That in the air and it goes all the way. Caller Surya, who's been very good. Remember that single run over. But suddenly, there's been times where those loose balls just come in and it just goes for a big 6. Now, Kalasuria, no wickets after that initial wave, and that is something that they need. Need wickets, otherwise they're going to be in a position where the match will completely slip out of their hands. Now onto the fielder, quick throw, not quick enough there, not quick enough. Kalasuria, better delivery this time. Sweeps at it. And there it is. Well, we saw that sweep. Just had a little bit of confusion as to where the ball was because of network issue. Of course, apologies for that. But as you can see in this replay, Carter actually was in the air and brilliantly caught there in the deep, and that is wicket number two, 54 for 2. Gayan loses the wicket at 13, and Kalasurya strikes. So, new, new bowler India tap 54 for 2 after 8 overs. We need 41 more runs in 12 overs. Look at that, tried to get that, tried. Almost did. Did he? Oh, he has. I thought he didn't stick it. I thought he didn't. The celebration looked more like disappointment, but he stuck that one. So he's got the wicket of Motita that time. Well, this is a twist. Look at that. Oh, well, I thought he didn't stick it, but he has. He absolutely has. And that's the wicket. Well, what a start by the captain. Brilliantly taken, and it's 54 for 3 now. They need to keep it up if they have a chance. They need more wickets. They need to double this. Now, two new batters at the crease. Vijay Bandara. Now, 54 for 2. 54 for 3, rather. Vijay Bandara at the non-striker's end. Tanyama has gotten his first wicket off the first ball. Good throw back. That's good fielding in the deep. So wicket first. Now Hasita, of course, and Vijay Bandara at the crease. Just single after that. Vijay Bandara now. Now, Taniyama, here he comes once again. 55 is the score for the Tokyo Serenaites in the attack now. Slower ball this time to the fielder. The attack again. Good defense. Now, final ball of the over for Taniyama. Can he get another wicket? Can he strike again? Here he comes. And well, that was close. That was close. Something could have maybe happened there. But that is that. So, the ninth over comes to an end. And it's 56 for 3 at the end of 9 overs. 1 over to go before the halfway mark, at which we'll have drinks break. 56 for 3 at the end of 9 overs. And now, 56 for 3 at the end of 9 overs. Vijay Bandara and Hasita, two new batters at the crease. Who's going to take charge? They need not a lot of runs now, just 39. Surya. His final over here. End of his spell. He's trying to create an opening, trying to find the right spin, the right movement to get another wicket, if not more than that. That's what he wants. Good bowling so far, but he needs a breakthrough. He needs a breakthrough. Vijay Bandara and Hasita just taking it calmly. They know they're not in a rush. They know they have deliveries to face. This time again, just trying to see off Surya. Just know it's his final over. So if they see him off, they're not going to face him again today at least. That's going to be a white ball. Surya has been fairly effective if you think about it. Of course, it's important that the batsmen don't have to stress about going for the big shots because they're in a safer territory. In the delivery now. So that is that. That brings about the end of the spell for Surya. And that brings about the end of the 10th over as well. We'll have a short and sweet drinks break. But it's 57 for 3 at the end of 10 overs. And 95 is the target. And we begin now. The 11th over, the fielder in the deep trying to protect it, hit the leg and went. There's a huge appeal that went down. It's 57 for 3 at the end of 10 overs. The 11th over has started. In a couple of runs, of course, it's Taniyama the captain stepping up for his third over. I reckon we're going to see more of him very soon after this as well. Taniyama now trying to get another wicket. Good block. And now there's an appeal. There's a huge appeal. The finger goes up. So he has struck. He has struck there. The finger has gone up. You see the replay once again. The captain has struck twice now. You see here right in front of us. Kept it straight and it was plumb. It was supposed to be given and it has been given. There's another wicket that goes. And maybe, like we said, maybe there's twists. It's still difficult, but it's not over. That's 59 for 4 and we're in the 11th over. So just gearing up once again, Taniyama. Few balls left, few deliveries left. 95 is the total once again. That's what we're stressing on. It's not a large total. So, Taniyama effectively in the attack once again. In the attack, Taniyama once again. Good delivery, good bowling. So, 60 mark is up, and now the required run rate is dropping every over. Now, another good over. So, another good over from Taniyama comes to an end. Couldn't get more than the initial single wicket that we saw, but still it's 60 plus for 4. And as difficult as it sounds, they're not going to give up. That is clear. That much is clear. New bowler in the attack. Now, in the attack. Utah ball. Good first delivery. Utah ball in the attack now. And that's going to go away, I think, to the fielder. The fielder happy to collect that one. Not too much on it. Utah ball, a few, I guess, expectations from him as well. Well, that's a good spin. That is a good spin. Once again, just putting pressure. Just putting pressure on the new batter. Now he swings it, and there it is. The strike. The strike again. Now, Nisar, like we were saying, that's exactly what we were saying. They putting pressure on the new batsman, forcing him into those shots. See the replay here, and unexpectedly, they just keep taking wickets. It's still a target that they can chase down fairly easily, if I must say, but the pressure is building. The consequences of folding under that pressure might just become too large. We need to keep a watch. This is not over, my friends. This match is very much in the mix. 35 to win of 51. But trust me, it is heating up. It is absolutely heating up. 35 to win of 50 now. It's about the wickets, isn't it? It's just about the wickets. Now, Utah ball once again. Really good to take that wicket there. Really good catch as well. 0-1-0 wicket. Then a single. This time defended well. And almost. Well, close once again. Brilliant over. Another brilliant over comes to an end. And that brings the 12th over to an end. They're really cutting it close, aren't they? Really are. Wajabandara on strike now. Maybe trying to take some onus, and that's exactly what they needed, the batting side. And I think that's going to go all the way. No, the fielder's there. I thought the field setup had changed a little bit. But the fielder is there. And that means it's not a boundary. It's been a while since we've seen a boundary. Taniyama now up for his final over of his spell, of course. Good ball. It's going to be a single. Taniyama now. What is he thinking? Penny for his thoughts, if you ask him, because Silva is there. Vijay is there as well. And he knows he needs the wickets, but what is his approach going to be? Oh, that was close. If that had just sneaked in, that could have been a different proposition altogether. Haryana, so far, well, there's a little confusion, but so far, they're not going for the big ones. It's 2-1-1. This is going to be, of course, the final over of Taniyama's spell, which is important to note. So there's not a lot coming after this. Now, Into the gap. I think that's going to get them another single or something more. Single should be it. Now this time slighted, and maybe that's going to go find the boundary. That's exactly what they needed. And this is what Taneyama would have loved to avoid. A boundary we spoke about earlier. It's been a while since a boundary, and unfortunately the commentator's curse strikes again. You can see that just swiped at it, Silva. With that, well, get that boundary. Once again, Taneyama now, and that's going to be the end of the over and the end of his spell as well. Brilliant spell so far. Still, 4 overs, just 19 runs and 2 wickets, all said and done. Regardless of the four, it's a brilliant, brilliant spell. And that brings it to 13 overs, 70 for 5. 25 needed of 42. It's still going close. We didn't expect it to be that close, to be honest. I know the Tokyo Serenaites are taking it a little comfortably. They're basically just wanting to not lose wickets. But still, now 14th over getting underway in front of us, and Yuto ball here, maybe just trying to get another breakthrough, another wicket, and starts with a single. Swing and a miss there. Swing and a miss. Yuto ball once again in the attack. Just try to flick it over. I think it's going to go to the fielder in the deep. Now, Yuto ball 0-1-0-1 binary code bowling, but he needs to get a wicket. He's gotten one before. Can he get another one in this over? Good defense, really good defense there by Vijay Bandara. Now, 23 runs needed. They're really taking it down to the wire, aren't they? I think once it enters the 10-15 run mark, maybe we see attempts at boundaries. This time to the fielder there. Now back to the end. And well, that's going to be that to the over ultimately. And well, the 14th over comes to an end. Just the final few adjustments in the field setting now before we get into the 15th over, of course, before the final over, before the death overs. This is the 15th over here. 21 to win of 36 now. They need a wicket once again. They need it in this over. Oh, a lot of spin on it. Spin and a jump, actually. Tabriz now, his first over. Now, Tabriz starts well on the attack. Usually good with the handy with the bat as well. Not today. Can he do something with the ball? Good bowling, really good bowling. Now, once again in the attack, trying to just nick it towards the off there. Good fielding in the deep, actually. Tabriz on the attack once again. This time on the leg, and that might just run behind. The outfield is fast there, and that gets 4 runs. That is what he didn't want. 4 really good deliveries, and then that boundary just towards the end. A full swinger there from Silva trying to play it behind, cuts it very fine. That runs away for 4 runs. This time once again to praise to the fielder. Now, once again, the 15th over comes to an end. It's 1 run right in the end there. It's 17 needed of the last 5 overs of 30 balls. Good start. Decent start. This is the start to the death overs, of course, remember. Can they create an upset here? Can they do something? The Tokyo Serenaits have it under control. It seems like it's a wide ball. You don't want to give extras here. Yuto ball. Yuto ball once again. This time, well. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? That is exactly what we're witnessing. And we wanted to watch it once again. And brilliantly caught. And you can see the disappointment and the expression on the face there. Hence, it's 79 for 6 now. Well, who expected it to be so close? Did you? I did not. I certainly did not. 16 runs needed, but the wickets keep falling. Another wicket, and then could be different. And now, Yuto ball once again. Can he strike for the second time in a single over? In the attack now. Hammer choosing defense. It's 79 for 6. It's 16 runs required, but it's not over. I think that's going to be a wide, just narrowly. He needs to avoid these extras. I know he's trying to tempt the batsman to go for these hits and probably, end up spelling their wickets. Silva on the other end. Ahmed, the new batter, 80 runs up now, 15 needed of 27. It's all down to the wickets, isn't it? If he can take one more here, it will really be game on. And now, wow, they're going to get an extra there. They're going to run for that single. And they're going to come back for two. They're going to try. Good throw is needed. Good running, really good running there. Really unfortunate. The bounce just catching the wicketkeeper off guard. Nothing you can do about that. That was a really good ball. And that's going to be a bye, but sometimes it just doesn't go your way. And it's not, at least not in this delivery. 82 on the board now. This time he's hit it hard. It's in the air. And it's in the gap. Can he stop it? No, he can't. It crosses the boundary there. And it's just 9 runs needed now. Ahmed hits it with all his might and finds the gap to Yuto Ball's bowling. Look at that. Just finds it down the leg, hits it with all his might, and it goes away for 4 runs. This time again, it's in the air. Can someone get underneath it? Nobody. Yes, you can actually. We've seen the wrong angle and we're waiting for a response. Yuto Ball strikes. It's 7 down, 9 runs, 7 down. This match is just not going to let us sleep. This match is not going to let us rest. So, 7 down now. What are you going to say? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? This has been so close. Might as well the Tokyo Serenaites go and win it. Possible, highly likely even. But we've seen a fight. We have seen an absolute fight here. And that is what we want to see in sport. And that's what we want to see in this sport. Every run has mattered. '86 for 7. Is there any more magic? Any more magic with anyone? Yuto Ball does have another over, don't forget. But Tabrez now. Does he have any magic up in his pouch to take a wicket here? Madhusanka. Silva at the striker's end. This time, just trying to cut it slightly. You can see. So, this is a decent start to the over. Oh, that just missed him slightly, and that's going to be another Single, I'm sure. Tabriz now. Not giving a lot of runs, but needs a wicket. Needs to keep it tight, and he is keeping it tight so far. Four balls done, just that one run so far. 87 for 7. 8 runs needed. They're not going for the singles. You can see they're not risking. They don't want to get run out. Couple of runs and over, not too bad for them. Of course, that's what you would think. But this match is not over right till the end. Trust me. Tabrez now. Now stepping up, and it's gonna be a single. Maybe something more even. No, good fielding. Really good fielding. A little loose actually with the throw. Needed to be a little sharper, but that brings the over to an end. 2 runs off it, and it's 88 for 7 at the end of 17 overs. 7 runs needed in the next 18 deliveries. Is it going to be Yuto ball next? Do you think so? Could it be? Is it going to be Yuto ball? Let's see. We shall see. Now, Yuto ball in the attack. This is the over. This is the over that matters. 11 runs in 3 overs, 3 wickets taken. Can he take one more? Starts with 1. Then the question will be 2. But 1 for now. Can he take Madhushanka's wicket? And there it is. Well, they have taken it. Yuto ball strikes. Wow. Wow. Absolutely brilliant. What are we witnessing here? 7 runs needed in 18 balls it was. Yuto ball strikes. It's 8 down. Somebody needs to hold their nerve for the Tokyo Serenaits. Look at that. Just spiked in and boom. Got him. Absolutely got him. Wow. And Silva, on the other hand, I think he's just seen 3 or 4 batsmen come and go in front of him. I've seen that Silva is just amused probably now. What is happening here? Absolutely brilliant. Yuto ball. And so many others. It's not just him. Wow. This is what we love about this sport, isn't it? This is why we love this sport. Now, Yuto ball, yeah, Chandima done. Yuto ball, final over. Tabriz not really taking the wicket so far. Dimantha done, Taniyama done as well. You've seen Kalusurya done as well. So the question is, after this, if they survive this over, firstly, now new batter at the crease. Look at that. Really good bowling. Really good bowling. The spin, the movement, the pressure. Once again, really good bowling. They're fine to leave it. They don't want to lose their wicket. Looks like it. Now they're looking for a single and they're going to get that single. Now in the air once again. Another single. So they are getting a couple of singles in now, and that gets them to 90 runs. Just five needed. Eight down, 90 for five. Five runs needed. It's gone right down to the wire. Sri Lanka there along with Silva. Five runs needed in 2 overs, 12 balls. Still extremely difficult to defend this. It's only wickets, it's an only wickets game, and now the top bowlers are all done delivering. So who can step up now? Tabriz, of course, is going to bowl 1 over, and I think that's going to be this one. He's ready there, but it doesn't look like he's going to strike with a wicket. Good defending once again. They need a couple runs in this over and a couple in the next. That's going to be enough for them. A few singles. The question is, what is going on inside the head of Silva? What is he planning? What is he thinking? Is he going for an opening? Now, look at that. That was close. That was close. That was very close. And if they lose Silva here, then it's going to be panic stations. So he's set at 13. He can get 5 runs for sure. It's just about keeping him off strike, maybe. And now, tried to go for the big shot. Missed it. So that's 3 balls, no runs. 5 needed from 9 now. The Braves now. No loose balls. And there it is. That's a big one. That could be a big one. Good fielding. Really good fielding. I think they're gonna come back for 2. Made sure it was not a boundary, but that is exactly what we're gonna speak. 3 runs only needed now. You cannot go for any loose balls. It has to be all tight. Brilliant bowling. This time it was a little bit in the slot. Good fielding, but still only a single actually. And that goes behind. That's gonna get them a single. Is it gonna be able to stop? Is it gonna go all the way? It maybe might just go all the way, and there it is. That is their victory. Oh my word. That is not the finish we expected to a match like this. Wow. Wow. Dilanka. I don't think he touched it. Did he touch it? I don't think he touched it. Wow. It just went behind all the way, and there was no stopping that one. This backside of the outfield has always been so fast throughout the game. And in the end, the Tokyo Serenaites win by 2 wickets. Deservedly, yes, but this was so tight. Are you not entertained? This is cricket. This is cricket, my friends. This is why we watch this game. This is why we love this game. This was so intense, so close. You can see the scoring charts. 12 by Chanaka, 22 by Mudita, which were very crucial in the end. 13 by Gayan, Hasita 8, then 3-0, 14 by Silva, who's basically been the clutch in the end. Ahmed 4, Madhusanka 1, and well, Dilanka. I think he's going to get credit for that, for the 4 that went behind. Maybe he just touched it slightly. You can see brilliant bowling. Maybe you can say Elena was a little expensive. Maybe that is something that could bite them in the end. The 6 extra runs, 6 to 7 extra runs if Elena had not given. But you can't target a single player. Obviously, you cannot. You have to appreciate the efforts, especially of people, especially of players like Yuto Ball, 4 wickets. Taniyama, 2 wickets as well. Chandema, Kalasurya, a single wicket. Important wickets, especially Taniyama and Yuto Ball. Yuto Ball, take a bow. He has been outstanding today. Look at the fall of wickets 20, 54, 54, 59, 60. Look at that. And then till 79, nothing. Then again, 4 fall for wickets. Just short. 10, 20 runs in the end, maybe. And well, what an innings. What an absolutely brilliant innings. You can see two players on 27 and 25, then 9 and 6 here. The highest player is on 22 for the Tokyo Serenaites, actually, but a lot of people have contributed in double digits 14, 13, 12. Just came so close. That just speaks volumes about how the pitch was and how much it favored the spinners. Well, that is that. This is match number 2 today as the JCL T20 coming to an end. The match between Tokyo Serenaites and who else but Sano. Tokyo Serenaites winners in the end by just 2 wickets. Well, that is that. This is the match here, and I hope you enjoyed the live session here. Of course, the two matches today that we've seen between one match between Tokyo Serenite and Sano Cricket Club. Ultimately, Tokyo Knights coming out winners. I was your commentator for today, Sahib. I hope you enjoyed these games. We keep catching up on the YouTube channel and make sure that you don't miss any of the games coming up. We've got more games coming up in a few weeks, next week as well. And well, see you around for those. And for now, that is it from our side. Bye bye and take care. Have a good day.